there it is. I've never found a love like this. There it is. I've never found a love like this.
Hello everybody, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Player ratings time now. 4, Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Still gutted from earlier on, but we move. I'm going to need your help tonight on these ratings, so please do put your ratings in the comment section as standard. Going to start off with this man, Lucas Fabianski. For me, I thought he was good. Today. Couldn't do anything with the goal. Done a few good saves, and he got substituted at half time, and it's an injury for him. Fab's been pretty decent in certain games for West Ham, I will say that. And for me tonight, I thought he done well for the 45 minutes he was on. So I'm going to give him a quick rating for me for this one. I'm going to give him a high 6. I think he was good. He conceded a goal. He kept us in the game, really. Done a few good saves. So, yeah, I'll give him a high 6. Nothing too fancy. He only played an half. So, yeah. Let's get to your comment section here. 6. Phil's in the house. 6. Fab for Mr. Sir. 6 also. Yeah. I'm just. I've got to try to stay focused because I'm very deflated from earlier on. I really am. I still am. But yeah, 6 out of 10. I think he was all right. Steve's saying a 5. Shane Man United didn't cause problems in the second half to give Areola the opportunity to stake his claim. Yeah, I agree on that comment. Fab 6, sound performance. I think we all agree it's a 6 out of 10 though. That's what I will say on that. So we're all happy with 6s. 6 it is. We will move on to, where is he? Let's get to him. This man, Kehrer. For me, the stick he's getting on social media is shocking. Shocking, really. I thought first half, he'd done a few good things well. It's a mistake for the goal, yeah, and everyone's all over him. But I think there's a catalogue of errors on the goal. He's out of position. The ball shouldn't be coming in. Second half, I'm going to give Kehrer some praise. I thought he was good. I thought he got down the line well. I thought he took a foul for the team, which was a good move that he done because Rashford was away. He brought him down, took the yellow card. Proper defender. I think a lot of people are being very, very harsh on him, and it's not very fair. It's not really fair. So I'm going to get to your comments and see what you're going to say. Jazza says a 5. Richard says a 5. Stephen's gone higher than that. He says a 7. Oh, don't know about 7, Steve, but fair enough. Kehrer was decent despite partly being at fault for the goal, as well as not marking up when they hit the post. Yeah, but I don't know. He does switch off. I agree. He does switch off. Josiah, Kehrer 7. Despised the goal. Yeah, I don't know about 7. I'm not with you on the 7 at the minute. 5. Don't think he's entirely his fault for the goal. A 7 for me. I'm going to give him a high 6. I'm just not going to give him. I'm not going to say a 7, and I can't give him a 5. I thought second half he was good, and I just don't think it's the goal is not his fault. I really strongly believe that. I really don't. Like, I think the ball shouldn't be coming in the first place. Like, when there's 3 defenders there, no way that ball should be coming into the box. And even Moyes said it in his interview. He turned around and said, "Right, all the players switched off for the throw-in, and the ball comes in." Thunder and joy. Good to see you back, mate. 5. No man's land. Yeah. I don't think it was a 5. I thought he was decent in the second half. I will say that. And the foul, you've got to respect the foul that he done and took the yellow card. Because Rashford's away. A lot of players would have just let the Rashford go and we would have been 2-0. Kehrer's like, no, I'll take the yellow card, stop the attack. I do like to see that. So I'm going to give him a high 6, just not a 7 for me. I don't think it was a 5 performance, really. I think he was better than that. We will go to this man, Kurt Zuma, who I thought, if I'm being honest, was pretty good. Was pretty good today. Amount of times he come out of the back and he's trying to make stuff happen. Yeah, I'm going to give this a pretty standard rating for me. I'm going to give him. Oh dear, I'm going to give him a Summers Carer. Really, I might even give him a 7. You know, no, I'll tell you what. I'll give him. I'm going to give him like a solid 7. Yeah, I think he was decent today. Yeah, I'll give him a solid 7. I thought he done everything well. He's not at fault for the goal because the ball's over his head. He kept Ronaldo quiet. Yeah, solid 7 for me. I don't think he done a lot wrong. And if he was trying to assess West Ham's team basically and look at it and go, who was the West Ham's best player? You'd probably say Zuma's up there, 100%. Van der Sar an 8, man of the match. I don't think it was an 8 performance, but I do think it was a strong 7 for me. Beast mode today, best performance in a long while, low 8. Ooh, low 8. Josiah says a 6. 6. Yeah, I'm going to go 7. I'm literally in the middle of everyone at the minute. He outrun Bruno in the race and the line. Yeah, that was quite funny, I must admit. Yeah, I'm going to give him a strong 7 for Kurt Zuma. Thought he done pretty damn well today, and yeah, another very very good performance. Moving on though to this man, which is Craig Dawson. He's lucky he didn't get a booking. That's the first thing. He hacks down, I think it's Bruno, but I think we, as West Ham fans, would have enjoyed that massively. I don't know how many times he got out jumped though, like Fredders and things like that, and he has a good chance in the second half to score a goal. That goes in the top corner, and then we're all going mental. I'm going to give Craig, for me, I'm going to give him a 6, just a 6 for me. I don't think he's a 5. I don't think he's a 7. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 6. Not great, but just standard, like steady. You know what I mean? Steady Eddie today for me. So yeah, I'll give him a 6. 6. We got a 5 for Dawson. Gave away the ball across the field. That is a valid point. Which Souček did make the block and recover the situation. Good point, Steve. I must admit. I forgot about that. So yeah, that was in the first. That was in the first half. I think it was. Dawson is a 6, not great. Josiah is a 5. Richards is a 6. Andy says not his best day. Standard 6. Yeah, I agree with Andy 100% on that. It just wasn't his day today. Really wasn't. Really wasn't. So yeah, 6 for Craigie Dawson. Move over to the left side now. This is going to be a tricky one for me because he's one of them players who should be stopping the cross. The throw-in's on the left-hand side, and Cresswell is the closest man to Eriksen. Yeah, Flynn is behind, Flynn's in front of Eriksen, but Cresswell can see him. Literally, he's standing. Cresswell's standing literally on top of Eriksen. Ball watching, poor today. And that cross should never have come in the box. Should never have ever come into the box at all. Other than that, I thought he was okay. Crossing inconsistent though, like massively inconsistent. 1 minute he'll put a good cross in, another time he won't put a good cross in. And you know what? I've been trying to be kind to Cresswell, yeah, trying to be very very kind to him, and he does one good performance, then this one that's just sort of mediocre, and you just look at it and go, oh no, not for me, not again. Didn't get up the line enough for me on the left hand side. Every time he did do it, he couldn't beat the first man with a cross. Poor today, poor. I'm going to give him today, for me, if I get your ratings, Andy saying a 5, Thunder saying a 5, Cresswell's worst performance this season. 3 for Josiah. Awful deliveries consistently. Terrible. 5. I'm going to give him a high 4. A high 4. I thought he was bad. I think the goal he is one of the problems for the goal. People go at Kehrer, but in the second half, I see Kehrer trying to do something, getting down that line, trying to make things happen. Yeah. Cresswell, I just don't see it. And yeah, he's you take his crossing away, he's a pretty mediocre defender in my opinion. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, high 4, just not anything higher than that for me. We're going to move on to the midfield area, and we're going to come to this man, Mr. Thomas Souček. Right, before everyone goes in on him, Steve brings it up in the chat very, very well. Yeah, Dawson plays the ball across, Rashford's in, Souček manages to get back, recover the situation, gets a block in the first half, and saves the day. But there is a but here. For me, he's just not good enough anymore at West Ham. He's just not good enough. Mitchell's been right for a long time about him, and I've started to come round to the fact he's just not good enough. Doesn't offer you much else really going forward. Like, he don't really score many goals now. If you take that away from him, what else does he really do? Not a lot. But passing is poor. Got booked. Silly foul. Just not good enough. And there's levels. And what I said in the afterthought, I'm going to say it here right now. Flynn Downs, in a space of a year, has come from being on Swansea's bench to being Swansea's first team to being West Ham's bench to West Ham's first team, and he's outperforming Thomas Souček regularly, like literally all the time. And Flynn hasn't really done anything wrong to say, oh no, Flynn shouldn't be starting. Souček's done quite a lot wrong for me. Really has. I'm going to get all to your ratings and see what you all say. Richard B says a 5. Thunder and Joy says a 5. Josiah says a low 4. You know, sort of in that ballpark, Josiah. Low 5 for Glenn. Andy, he's holding us back. He's passing well off, and positional play is shocking. Yeah. 4 for me. Too clumsy. 1 point. He run the ball right to the United players midfield, and guess he forgot to pass. Not good on the ball at all. I'm with Josiah on this one. I'm going to give him a high 4, just not a 5. It's just all over the place. Like, positional play, I agree with what Steve's saying in there. Like, when you look at Flynn, Flynn's always ready to receive the ball. Souček's just not, and it's a shame. I'll tell you what, I will give him a 5. Yeah, I will. I've just had to think about it. The block in the first half was a big tackle, and he did get back. And he did stop that block and stop a potential goal. So I will just give him a 5, and it is just like literally on the line of 5 for me. Just not good enough. I'm sorry, just not good enough. Shame, really, because I do like him. I think he's a nice bloke, but yeah, just not good enough. It comes to this man, Declan Rice. Tower 2 halves for me with Declan today, 100%. First half, I thought his passing and his control of the ball was shocking. I won't lie. I thought, like, every time he was getting the ball, it was always like skidding off him, or he just couldn't get the ball under control. Second half, lot better. That ball, if he has that shot and that goes in the top corner, mate, we're going mad as fans. Yeah, Declan is just a major player for West Ham. He's unlucky with the first half effort where the linesman got it wrong, that the ball went out for a throw-in. He never went out for a throw-in. Yeah, it was in, and he should have been away. So yeah, with Dec, I'm going to give him a 7. I agree with. I'm seeing what you're saying in the chat. I'm sort of reading what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%. I think he was good in the second half. He sort of turned it on a bit more. Do you know what I mean? And the fear is, before I do read out your ratings, is that this could be his last season with us, and we might not see the likes of a player like him ever again at West Ham. Richard says a 7. Josiah says a 7. Glenn says a 7. Anthony says a 7. Thunder and Joy is a high 6, just not a 7 for Thunder. Declan Rice, 7. Some really good shots, unlucky not to score. Totally agree with Vinny. 7 for me. Solid performance, wasteful first half. I had more control second half. Would have scored if the guy wasn't in goal. Yeah, it was a good effort, I must admit. Would have been 1-on with the goal kick if the ref wasn't. Yeah. Best midfielder on the pitch for me. 6 in the first half. 8 in the second half. Overall, A7. He's Andy's comment there. Declan Rice, 7 out of 10 for Declan Rice on that. We will go to, where is it? This man, Flynn Downs. Steady, steady. For me, I do like Flynn. Do I like him in this number 10 role? No, I don't understand that one. I don't get it. And the only way I don't get that is, quite frankly, Moyes has to play Souček every game. But I do like Flynn, right? I do like Flynn. He's at fault for the goal also. If I'm going to put blame on Cresswell, I've got to put blame on Flynn Downs. Flynn Downs is standing basically where the throw-in is about to be taken. He's ready, or he should be ready. The ball comes to Ericsson, and they're just too slow to react to Ericsson's ability and quality into the box. So yeah, Flynn, I do like him. And I'll tell you the reason why I do like him is I can't believe how fast he has developed over the last year. As I say, on the bench for Swansea against Peterborough a year ago today, and a year on, he's playing in West Ham's first team, and he's looking pretty decent in doing so. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do like Flynn. Was he good today? I'll say he was okay. He was up against a 4-time Champions League winner, and he was doing all right against him. I can't not say anything about that. But yeah, it was a bit of a standard performance for me from him today. I will say that. I'm going to give him a 6, and then I'm going to a 6 out of 10 for me. Just a standard sort of, yeah, he was okay. He was okay today. Nothing fancy, nothing major, just okay for me. So let me get to your ratings and see what you are saying about Mr. Flynn Downs. Richard says a 5. Kev, I think on about Flynn, 6. Thunder and Joy says Downs. Yep, 6. 7 for Glenn. High 6, me. Sorry, once again, nothing too special. Just was what I expected, I think it is. That is. Downs, 5. He's just passes sideways and backwards, but playing out of position. I agree with that, Thunder. I will say that about the sideways and back stuff that I kept seeing over and over again at West Ham. I can't stress enough how much I kept driving me mad on that. But he's out of position. Flynn's not sure if Flynn's not sure he's EA 10, but he does move the ball well and looks to receive the ball. Yes, slow on the throw for the goal. Low 7. Low 7 for Andy. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Standard, I think, for me. Standard performance. We will go to, where is he? This man. Jarrod Bowen. Another missing performance from Jarrod Bowen today. Another one. First half, frustrated me. Couldn't get in the game. I'm literally watching it and I'm thinking, just liven up. Just liven up. Do something. Jarrod, he kept running, and Luke Shaw really had him under control. Yeah, massively under control. Now, for me, I look at Jarrod and I'm like, he's just not the same player that you once were last year. It comes and goes in waves with him now. Do you know what I mean? So that's a bit of a worry there. He has a good chance in the second half. He should be putting that away. He's in the box. He's got the right moment. But yeah, it just wasn't his day today. Wasn't his day. I'm going to give him a 5. I'm not even going to need no help on this rating. Standard 5 for me. And that's me being kind. Just wasn't at it at all today in the slightest, which is a shame. It really is. Anthony says a 5. Steve says a 4. 4 for me. Offered nothing quite all game. Really frustrated. Kerr played a perfect pass in the box, but he was off. Yeah. 5 got owned by Luke Shaw. If you're getting owned by Luke Shaw, then that's a worry. This guy can't finish. They sit out at the moment. Bowen a 4. Richard says a 4. Les just says a 6. Didn't go well for Downs. I will say that. What else we got here? Bowen 5. He tried, but something is missing. Yeah, there is, mate. I don't know what it is. Benny says a 5 also. Yeah, I'm with you, all of you on that. It's just a standard performance from Jarrod Bowen yet again, which is a frustrating thing. It really is. Because I look at him and there is a player there, don't get me wrong, but I look at him sometimes and I think, what is going on? What really is going on there? He's inconsistent at best. And how he is performing is really how Ben Run was performing last year. You have one good game one, and then a few games where he's just not at it at all. I will say this, and Steve's right before I move on. Got body checked by Maguire. How that wasn't a foul, I don't know, but it is what it is. Referee was shocking. Before I do move on, please do smash a like on the video, and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Right, that is Jarrod Bowen's rating. We will go to, where is he? This man, Saeed Benrahma. I'm not going to harp on about how many times I've told people about Benny, but Benny's starting to look like the best attacker at West Ham at the minute. I'm going to say the negatives first before I get to the positives. Yeah, negatives are passing and shooting from me. I openly say that. His shots are very powder puff at best. And his passing is inconsistent at best. But he's a threat and he does make things happen. If he's got the right passes and he's in the right areas, he needs to be closer to the goal. Today, he was everywhere, all over Old Trafford. He was at like right back. He was just outside the box for corners. He was everywhere. I liked Benny today, but it was just an okay performance for me. I know there's a better performance in there. It is a worry. It is a worry for me that when people say about Benrahma, they're not looking at other players who ain't performing and they're performing worse than Benny. But I will say this: I've always said it since the moment we signed him, and I cannot stress enough how much I've said this. And I've had YouTube rows and I've had debates. I've had everything thrown at me about Saeed Benrahma, and I've said the geezer's a talented footballer, and you give him good players in the right system, you get a very, very good player. I'm going to give him a high 6 today for me. I think he done very well, yeah, but I just don't think it was a 7 performance for me. I just very skillful, good passings in and out, shots are in and out. Maybe I'm being harsh, maybe, but I expect more from Benny, and I know there's more in there than a sort of performance that was like how it was today. So, yeah, I'm going to give him a high 6 for me. I will say that. And he says, good game today, real threat all game long. Does really try 7. You can't expect Benrahma to do everything. It's a team game. Scamacca and Burns should be doing better for me. Yep, I agree with you, mate. Bottled a goal scoring one-on-one chance. I don't know about that, Glenn. I don't know about that, mate. The pass from Scamacca if it's more in line with a goal, I think he's onto it. I really do. I just don't think he. Yeah, maybe. Benrahma 7 tried to make things work, but went missing the second half. I will say that, but not a lot was happening down his side. It was always coming down Kira's side, really. So, yeah, 7. He worried them, lacked cutting edge, but he was a threat. What we got here? Oh, I mean, we've got these ones here. 7. Stevenson 9 for me. Amazing turn because we're inside out. That was a good moment, I must admit. If you're on social media, go over there and have a look at the spin he done in the first half. I was watching the game and I actually recorded it, and it was a bit of magic there from Saeed Benrahma. Les says a 7. If only Scamacca's pass had some more weight. I agree. Totally agree with that comment there. Him and Rice were our best players, a 7. Yeah, he could have got there. Yeah, possibly, mate. Possibly. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a high 6, just not a 7 for me. Need to see better from Benny. And he was good, but I know there's more, and he will get more. Right, let's get to this man, Gianluca Scamacca. Another game without Paqueta. Another poor performance for me. Not there. Just like he's just not there. When Paqueta's there, he's not there. Right? Like right. he shouldn't have been subbed off. I'm going to say this quite openly. Yeah, on the 55th minute, he gets subbed. Now I understand the reason why Moyes subbed him because he he didn't really he could have got sent off. Right, I get that, but in that game, Skamaka just wasn't there for me. Really wasn't. Like, and the best way of summing it up, when Antonio come on, Antonio warmed up, and then bang, he started to look threatening. Antonio, Skamaka didn't. I am worried that when you've got no Paqueta, you got a bit of a problem with Skamaka. But what am I going to rate him today? I'm going to give him a high five. High five. It was on for 55 minutes, and he didn't really do a lot, to say the least. Him and Bowen. And someone just said it in the chat previously that like people say about Ben Rama, but what did Bowen and Skamaka do for the time they was on the pitch? Not a lot, really. I will say that. So I'm gonna get to your comments, and we're gonna go 7, a 6. Glenn says a 5. Vinny says a 6. Should have stayed on. Antonio should have come on for Bowen. I agree. Held the ball up and for some counters. He weren't that bad, Jim. I don't know about that, Rich. I really don't. I wouldn't say he was bad, but he wasn't good, was he? Like, so if he's not bad, he's not good. It's an okay sort of performance, or average, as Steve said there. Frustrating game. He gets frustrated by no support though. He got subbed thinking he was getting a second yellow today. 5. Yeah, I agree on that. Skamaka, low 5 without Paqueta. He looks lost. He needs to be benched. Cool, it's a bit strong on the old bench front. But listen, I do agree. Yeah, I am going to say that quite openly. When you take Paqueta out of this team, Skamaka just doesn't look like the player that he's up for it, really. Do you know what I'm saying? Every time I think his goals have only been when Paqueta's been playing. So, yeah. James, the geezer will prove he's worth James 5 today, but but will be loads of days when he gets 8. Yeah, listen, I agree, Ian. I agree. Today wasn't his day, and I can openly say that, but you've got to rate him on today, and today he just wasn't there. Skamaka 5. Wish he did not have that yellow. I think he would have stayed on with Antonio coming on for Bowen. I don't think I will get to Moyes later on. I slightly disagree with that, so do stay tuned for that. So we will move on to the substitutes, and we will start off with this man, Mikel Antonio. I thought Mickey was good, but he warmed up. He warmed up to being good. When he come on, the first 10 minutes of him being on, I was like, Mick, will you start running around chasing the ball and putting pressure on Man United's defenders? He's just jogging about. Then he had like a little tussle with Martinez and started barging him off the ball, and then he had that shot and he just turned into a different player. He's lacking aggression for me, Antonio. He's lacking that sort of fight and desire. And at the start, it wasn't there. And then he had that shot and he seemed to be better. He had a few chances where the ball was coming in and defender Darlow was heading it away basically off his head. But for the time he was on the pitch, yeah, I think he was good. I think he was good. What am I going to rate him? I'm going to rate him a high 6 for me. For the time he was on the pitch, I think he done just enough to get a high 6. I don't think it's a 7 performance. I think a 7, he has more shots and he's more effective in the final third. But yeah, I do think it took him a while to warm up to being involved in the game, which was a bit frustrating. Bang on, James. 100% poor to start, then seemed to want it. 6, yeah, I agree. 7 for Thunder and Joy. Done more than Skamaka and Bowen put together. Yeah, I agree on that. 6. At least he was ready to get on the pitch today. 6. 7 for Antonio. Good shot from distance. 6. We've all done with the comments on the 6s for Mikel Antonio. Yeah, to round it up with Antonio, slow start, good in the middle, very good towards the end. Do you know what I mean? 7 for Antonio. And we've got Ben Rama should have got man the match. No, I think Zuma was pretty good today, mate. I'm honest. But we move on. We move on to the goalkeeper, which is this man, Alfonso Areola. Come on at half time. What are we rating him this evening? Didn't have to do a lot. And what he done very, very well. Obviously, they hit the post in the second half through Fred. Other than that, Alfonso Areola was like standard. It's like standard performance. I'm going to give him a 6. Keep this sort of short and sweet with Areola. Didn't really have to do anything. Threw the ball. He throws the balls out fast and tries to get the game going, which I like to see. The one thing I was a bit pissed off with, not in regards of him, but in regards of Moyes, is that we are fighting for a goal. He's Alfonso Areola saying he wants to go up and try and do something from the corner, and Moyes blanked him. And I was like, well, that's not very good. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. Steady performance for Alfonso Areola. Low 7, a 6, a solid low 8. Fair enough. 6. And Les also says a 6. I think I've just read Les's out, but Les can have it again. 6 out of 10 for Alfonso Areola. Finai says a 6. Nothing to do, but gave me more confidence than Fab, which is fair enough. A solid 8 for Mr. Moore. We will move on, though, to this man, the final substitute of the evening, wherever he is. Here he is. Pablo Fornals. Now, he can only come on for a few minutes. I think it was towards the back end of the game. I'm going to give him a sort of a standard rating of like a 6 out of 10. I thought he was okay. He come on. He tried to make things happen, but yeah, he set up a sit up for Bowen to miss. He did. Yeah, 6 out of 10 for Pablo Fornals for me. So I'm with all yous on the ratings for that. So yeah, should he have come on sooner? Maybe, but he does run around like 6. He runs around like a headless chicken and look good. Late coming into the game, a 6. Glenn says it again, 6. Fornals was a useful sub, a 6. Yeah, I think I'm with all yous by saying a 6. Nice back heel. Yeah, forgot about that. Nice one, Les. 6 out of 10. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for Pablo. We will move on though to this man, which is the referee. This referee, Chris Kavanagh, is diabolical for me. Absolute diabolical. Right. First of all, there's fouls that he's not giving fouls. Casemiro fouled multiple times today. Didn't get booked. I'm going to say this with my non-biased West Ham hat on. He was bad for both sides. Dawson should have been booked for a foul on Bruno Fernandes. There was fouls that he didn't give. Jared Bowen gets body checked by Harry Maguire, and for some crazy reason, it ain't a foul. But then Souček does the same thing 5 minutes later and gets booked for it. Makes no sense. The throw-in the first half, Declan's broke the lines. He's running through. He's kept the ball in. They put it back. Why? Why are you putting it back? It's not out, and it was just shocking. I don't like that ref. I think he's one of the worst referees in the league by a country mile. So yeah, I'm going to give him give him a 3. You know what I mean? Absolute shocking. Putting his boots on, socks on, shirt on, and driving to Manchester. Linesman shite too. Yeah. 2 for the ref. Obviously, I'm a Man United fan. Couldn't agree more. 4, 3. The ref was shit. -3. I agree with UK. I really do, mate. Yeah, it was just the referee was just so bad, just so bad. It was unreal. They turned up worse referees every game. We played 13 fouls for them, 1 yellow card, 10 fouls for us, 3 yellow cards. Sure, 5 fouls, no yellow card, a low 2. Great stats there from Andy. Shocking referee, absolute shocking. And Les says a 2. That was not a top. That's why he's not top level. I agree with Les on that. Shocking referee. I think the VAR is also should be called into question also, but the sort of foul, so to speak, on Zuma, where it gets checked for about 4 seconds, which is unreal. Dell, I've had enough, James, mate. So have I, Dell. I know how you feel, bro. I know how you feel. As fans, what can we do about this? There's not a lot we can do at the minute, mate. But we will move on to the final rating of the evening. I do appreciate everyone who's in here right now, all 34 of you who are helping me on my player ratings this evening. It's this man, Mr. David Moyes. Right, let's get to it. Stats time. Yeah, because we all, you know me, I like a little stat from time to time, and I'm going to give you a stat. In 70 games that David Moyes has managed against top 6 sides, he's never beaten one of them at their own ground. And that is including when he was manager at Manchester United. 70 games against top 6 sides, 49 losses, 21 draws. This is not good enough. It's just not. Yeah. I look at his interview that I've just sort of watched before I come on here, and I'm not really impressed with what he's saying. He says the same sentence over and over again. Yeah. We played well, but we didn't get the result. Well, we didn't play well, Dave. All right, let's get this right. We played well for the last sort of 15, 20 minutes of that game. Yeah. The first half, we didn't have a shot on target. We didn't look like doing anything in the first half. Why do you keep playing Thomas Souček in positions where Flynn Downs is out doing Thomas Souček, and people say Flynn Downs is a championship player, which is a worry? Yeah. Why? Now, I've been very much watching what everyone else is saying about Moyes. Yeah, I understand that. There comes a time when you look at him and you think, this is just not good. It's just not good. We're not playing very, very well. We're playing well in spells of games. We're playing well in moments, but we're not playing well in a whole entirety of a game. If people are saying that in the last 10, 15 minutes of that game, we deserved a point out of that game, but for 75 minutes of that game, we was absolutely shy, then I don't know what they're seeing, right? When you play against top sides, you need to have shots on target. And we had no shot on target yet again in the first half. It's just not good enough. It really ain't. I'm going to get to your ratings before I rate him tonight. So we're going to get into this. Because I'm very pissed off at Moyes at the minute. Standard 5. I think you're being kind, but I respect it, mate. Respect it. Moyes, at the last, the bells is ringing. Benrahma started deservedly for me, was our best player again. He lined up with more attacking intent, was far better watch than, even though we lost 1-0, we had a go. 6. Oh, did we ever go in the first half, though, Ian? That's the question. Zuma. I expect Zuma. Moyes out. 3 for Richard. Bought 4 nails on, an hour too late. Yeah, that's a shocking stat. Moyes 7. Played Areola, didn't start. Extra defender. Must have been hard for him to do that. Maybe. 7. No, actually a 5. A 6. I'm running out of patience. We've gone so far backwards. We spent 180 million. He's treading water. Low 5. We would have lost by a bigger margin 3 years ago. Yeah, no, but 2 years ago we would have probably beaten. I don't know. Right. I'm seeing what you're all saying about 6s and 5s and all that. Right. That's the negative side. Positive side for me is he started with an attacking 3. 4-3-3, attack minded. But this style that we're playing and players, and it just doesn't look good what we're doing. Like Moyes doesn't look good in like how can we go so far backwards? That's the problem, right? And that's the problem I've got. Yeah, last season we had 14 players we was using week in week out, and we look 10 times better than what we're looking right now. I'm going to give Moyes a standard 5 for me. Standard 5. He frustrates the life out of me, and if I'm honest, I'm looking at the stats, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the way we're playing. We don't deserve to be anywhere near the top 10 this year, the way we're playing. Top teams don't go first half of games and not have shots on target. Like, and this is becoming a common theme at West Ham recently. No shot on target against Villa, no shot on target against Southampton, no shot on target Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea. Like, that's 5 that I've named there. And I'm going to be honest, there's probably even more than that. Do you know what I mean? But that's 5 off the top of my head of games where we've just not had no cutting edge in the first half. Why are we starting so slow? For me, it's like it's a containment job for me with Moyes. It's like what we do, we will contain the opposition, and in the second half, we will come into our own, which isn't really good enough, if I'm being honest. We should be on the front foot, surely not. So, yeah. 36 years ago, I'm not sure about 50 years ago. We always win every year. What we got? Let's have a look. We've got a 6 from Ron. Players not able to finish at the minute, lacking confidence. Fans will be giving up their season ticket. What we got? Let's have a look. As in James was a far more offensive approach than the Anfield a fortnight ago. I agree on that, Ian. In the second half, but first half we wasn't. We looked threatening, but what did the guy have to do really in the first half? Nothing, because he had no shot on target. So for me, it was just there was nothing there in the first half. Second half, last 20 minutes of that game, yeah, we was good. Right, we was pushing them back. We was having shots. We was positive in the last sort of 15 to 10 minutes of that game. I won't take that away from the lads. The lads done brilliantly, yeah. But the game's played over 90 minutes, and I'm not going to lie, but if we're going to just say that 15 minutes is good enough away from home against Manchester United, and this is not Manchester United of 30 years ago or 20 years ago. This is Manchester United of recent times who have been up and down like Tower Bridge. Do you know what I mean? 1 minute they're crying out for certain people out the door. They've got problems with Ronaldo, and let's be honest, what did Ronaldo really do today? Nothing, because he's massively under control. So, yeah, for me, the stats don't lie, and Moyes is slacking at the minute for me. Look at Eddie Howe, and they ain't spent anywhere near as much, and football's 100% better than ours. I agree on that. Moyes is not into attacking football. We haven't won at Old Trafford since 2007, but fair point. A draw was there for the taking. I think it's time for a managerial change. Maybe during this World Cup break, it's time. Right, that is enough for me on Moyes. Now, sort of round it up for me on the Moyes sort of train. The next 2 games for me, West Ham have to win these games. Have to. If we're going to compete for top 10, top 8, etc., we have to beat Palace and Leicester at home. Yeah, we have to go out playing pretty decent for the World Cup. In the games that I've seen West Ham play this season, I've not been impressed. I'm not going to lie. I've not really been impressed. The only games that I can really say that we play well in is the conference games. But even them have been up and down, massively up and down. Like Silkeborg away from home and at home wasn't convincing. Like Silkeborg on Thursday, I know it was a makeshift side, don't get me wrong. But even a makeshift side should be going through that Danish side, no problem. Right, West Ham 2 years ago would have been going through these teams, 2s, 3s, and looking good about doing it. I am concerned. The way West Ham are playing. Yeah, I don't think we are in threat of going down yet. But if you ask me after the Leicester game and see how many points we got then, if we don't pick up maximum points against Palace and Leicester, which, let's be honest, Palace and Leicester should be there for the taking, both home games. We say that we're a big side. We should be acting like a big side and taking these teams out. If we don't get the wins against them 2 sides, I am deeply concerned. Deeply concerned, because I've seen this issue one too many times with West Ham, that we will just drop like a stone, and the confidence will start dropping. We're not vibing as a team, and it is a major worry for me. West Ham just don't look good, right at present. They're not vibing enough. They're not looking like there's no electric pace, or there's just nothing there really. It's just boring. Like people have said it on Twitter. People have tweeted me and said, "James, this is boring. Like boring football that I'm seeing." And I do get it. I do get it because the goals that we've scored this year, have we really done anything amazing in these games? Like probably the Gianluca Scamacca and Jared Bowen goals against Wolves was the only time where I've looked at us and think, you know what, fair enough. Yeah, we look pretty good on them games. But it just doesn't feel right for me. It feels like there's something missing from the team. Now, Lucas Paqueta is a big miss. He's a big player. But you take one player out and how West Ham just lack is bad, to say the least. Do you know what I'm saying? I think the positives on this, and I do try and leave it on a positive, is really Nayef Aguerd in his team as soon as possible. Don't get me wrong, Dawson's been great, yeah, but Aguerd comes in and West Ham can push further up the pitch and risk things because with Aguerd, he's got recovery pace. He can get, if the ball comes for a counter attack, he can get back and defend. And he's a very, very good defender. So I do think we need Aguerd in this team. Kehrer at right back, people are umming and ahhing about him there. I think he's a good player at right back. I think he's a sensible player at right back to a point. He's not going to be your vintage defender, but is Cathal or Ben Johnson anywhere better than him? Not really, in my opinion. So I like Kehrer there. Left back, I think Cresswell is, for me, this is Cresswell's last season at West Ham, like because his contract comes to the end at the end of the season. And for me, I'm on the fence with him. I really am, because I look at him the other day against Bournemouth. I think it was. He looked pretty good. I look at him today. He's not. It's just inconsistent, like inconsistencies. Scamacca, I do like Scamacca, and I am pleased, and I'm not knocking Scamacca at all. But it is a worry that this man is very much dependent on Paqueta's service, and when Paqueta's not here, he's just like running around like clueless. He doesn't know what he's really doing. So there's a lot of in-house problems at West Ham. But I will say this: West Ham need to be getting out of these next two games, Palace and Leicester, with maximum points. Like if we don't do that before the World Cup, I do fear the next part of the season, because if certain teams go a long way, or we pick up any injuries at the World Cup for our key players, then it could be a struggle towards the back end of the season. And this is the major thing that I'm going to say before I round this video up, so I don't keep going on, is I don't want it to be that we have to sacrifice the conference because of the league. Because I don't think West Ham will go down, but I don't think West Ham are too good not to go down. So if West Ham start to drop, right, in a way, it could jeopardise our conference, because we're not playing well, and we don't look good in playing that well. So it is a major, major concern. It really is. And Moyes, for me, has to get these results against these next two teams. I think I agree with what Moore's saying there. Yeah, probably Moyes' last season. It's a bit stale. Well, his contract expires in 2024. Yeah, so really, he's got 2 years. I believe with Moyes that if Daniel Kaczynski takes over, I don't think Moyes is the manager. I really don't. I think he will go out and ask to get another manager. Do you know what I mean? Because it just isn't good enough. With the amount of investment West Ham's had, I was expecting West Ham to go up another level, massively go up another level. And we're not. We're actually going down levels, and we look not comfortable at the minute. We're just not vibing at all. It is majorly concerning. It really is. Final comment. 6 points from the next two games is a must for me, and more importantly for Moyes. I agree, Andy, on that comment, 100%. It has to be. It has to be. I will take 2 1-0 wins right now. Yeah, just to get us to the World Cup. And I need this to be reassessed sooner rather than later. because for how bad we've been, we're only 4 points or 5 points off bottom. Do you know what I mean? That can soon change if West Ham don't sort themselves out. So, yeah, it is a major concern, but we will see what happens. Anyway, it's Sunday. I'm going to leave you lovely people to enjoy your Sunday evening. Thank you very much to everyone who's got involved in the show tonight. I really do appreciate it. Helping with the player ratings goes a long way. I will be back during the week for another preview. West Ham travel to Romania to play FCSB in a game of no importance, but it'd be nice to see the boys go over there, some fresh faces, and see how they get on in Romanian soil. And we will see what happens there. And then next week, next Sunday, Crystal Palace at home in a London derby. I expect West Ham to win this game. If they don't, why are they not performing? But we will see what happens there. Anyway, from me to you, have a good one, and I'll see you again in the next one.
There it is. I've never found a love like this.